Measures designed to put farmers at the center of agriculture production can improve crop yields and turn farmland and pastures into carbon sinks, reverse forest loss, optimize the use of nitrogen-based fertilizers, and rethink global and local supply chains to be more sustainable, reducing waste. This is regenerative agriculture.
The idea of regenerative agriculture is that we should try to put back the soils to become healthy so that we can produce food that can support us in a profitable manner, but at the same time you are maintaining that soil for your posterity.
A soil scientist at Macquarie University at the Department of Agriculture Production, Professor Peter Ibanyat, is scared by the current food production systems and population explosion, which he says are responsible for the increasing land degradation.
And that problem comes because in our soils that we have, organic matter is what is very important, and that comes from all these manures, the crop residues that we apply and so on. But now that is also very little going back into soils, and with that the fertility of the soils has actually gone down, and coupled with now also this being very small areas and there are competing uses for some of these residues, crop residues and so on, you don't have enough that is going into soil.
Opening the annual agriculture symposium, the Commissioner of Crop Protection at the Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries, Stephen Tibeijuka, expressed government desire to improve lives of the smallholder farmers through intensive and extensive farming systems.
The government has appreciated that small-scale farmers cannot be the only ones supported. You know, our previous strategy through NAD's operation with a lot of seedlings, a lot of planting inputs, a lot of things have gone to the small-scale farmers. So when they produce, at times there have been challenges of market. But now government, under His Excellency's guidance, have said no, we need to involve also the large-scale commercial farmers to operate as the nucleus, so that these other smallholders feed into one key critical nucleus farmer, and he becomes the one to offtake what is being produced by the small-scale farmers. And we have observed it in a lot of enterprises.
The country director Sasakawa Africa Association, David Wazemba Waitaka, says that this organization has developed a 5-year agriculture development plan spearheading regenerative agriculture, nutrition-sensitive agriculture, and market-oriented farming.
Incorporating production at a level of regenerative agriculture, how do we ensure that farmers produce what is necessary, what yields most, and what could be, what feeds the soil better. So we're trying to make sure that that happens. The second aspect is trying to make sure that the markets, what they produce is relevant for the market. So we're ensuring that the selection, enterprise selection, is done and done rightly. And the third one is nutrition, which is all about the diet of the farmers. But to be specific, is our strategy is anchored at the parish level, where we have a strong network of community-based facilitators who support the parishes to be able, specifically the farmer groups at the parish level, to be able to develop the right approach to the production processes, to the marketing approaches, to the nutrition-sensitive selection of crops. So that is how our strategy is anchored and is trying to drive us to the next level.
Through natural climate solutions, food systems can contribute up to 37% of climate mitigation needed to reach 2030 climate targets.
One thing we have done at Sasakawa is to make sure that whatever farmers are producing, we have the market. That's why we always start by doing the market survey. That will inform us which enterprises are required by the market, what is the quality, what is the quantity, what are the payment rates. All those we collect, and after that we go now and tell our farmers, this is what we are skilling you to produce. So we skill our farmers in relation to the market.
Over the years, farmers need to adapt regenerative agriculture practices, but also need to have health deaths to reduce on food-related ailments.
And that's why under nutrition sensitive agriculture, we come and we take the training to the farmers about the quality requirements for the market. We know there's been aflatoxin contamination in the maize, and that is, it poses a risk, both health-wise but also economically. So why should we now engage ourselves in ascertaining that the quality of the produce is good? That means it's a concerted effort, both from the government with its policies, but also as our technical know-how, we also engage the farmers in the different post-harvest handling practices.
Still, scaling the efforts will take many more bold and smart partnerships, unlocking capital investment, adapting fit for purpose technology solutions, and courageous leadership.
Food production is very, very important, and I think we have to look at a number of interventions that will actually increase food production. One, we must make sure that the soils are fertile enough to actually accommodate crop production. If the soils are not fertile, definitely food production will be low. Two, we have a number of problems like, for example, pests and diseases in food production. And for us to control these pests and diseases, we end up using, pesticides and other agrochemicals. And so, if we are to utilize these agrochemicals very well, safety of use of these agrochemicals should be observed.
This aspect of regenerative agriculture requires actually a cooperation. It requires working as teams in partnerships, both with the private sector and even with government. Now, there is a great need for knowledge and capacity building in terms of skills. So partners that can help the farmer organizations to actually do that are also needed. So the knowledge is key. If you are just going to think that you're going to do this without knowing the knowledge of what the actual challenge is, how you address it, if it is really managing the soil, or it is what you have produced and how you want to move it to the market so that you can get money that can help you to buy the inputs which you bring back. So you need to know where the problem is.